It's time to get on up with Jam and Renee. And here's your hosts, James Arthur M. and Renee Culver.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Backchannel, the only place where you can listen to, watch, and chat live with your hosts right here on your Echo device, or maybe even watching on the YouTubes. But it's great. You get to chat with us, and you are watching Get On Up with Jam and Renee. I am your breakfast jam for the morning, James Arthur M.
And I am your Valentine, Renee Colbert. Jam, happy Valentine's Day to you and yours. Get on uppers. Happy Valentine's Day to you and yours.
We dressed up just for, well, if you weren't here a few weeks ago, Renee and I made the commitment to being each other's Valentines. You know, I am terrified of commitment, but for Renee, I will do anything for the Get On Uppers.
Love you.
I'll do it all. You can't see it because my mic, I'm wearing a tie. Oh yeah, I'm dressed up. Ooh,
Excuse
yes.
me. Excuse
in the air.
In sharp. Now, yet again, we have accidentally coordinated. Accidentally. I've never worn a button down in my life, but today, two plaids make a right. I think that's what they always say.
Make a right. Renee, you're looking great.
Yes, sir.
You're looking great. I
Thank
love
you so
in a
much.
plaid. I love
Excuse
you in a plaid.
me. Well, excuse me so much.
You're-
Now, I'd like to shout out our other Valentines that are here if you're up for it.
Who's here?
Yeah,
Who's
I'm
here?
for it.
Who are other Valentines? We're so popular. We have so many Valentines.
So many Valentines today. And again, Get On Uppers, this doesn't have to be mutual. You can be our Valentines, but we don't have to be yours. We don't have
It's
to.
kind of like when
it's
like when you're in class and you pass out Valentines, but like not everybody got one, or you didn't give one to everybody. You know, it's kind of like that. We are passing out our Valentines to you all. So
but it doesn't.
But you can say, look, Nathan already from Tennessee says you're beautiful, and I'm assuming
Look at that.
Nathan's one of our Valentines. That's what I'm
Nathan.
assuming.
Well, Nathan, you are also beautiful. Right back at you, my Valentine. We've also got Amanda in Vermont, Deborah in California, Verona in New Hampshire, Sunny in Indiana, Casey in Texas, Bella in North Virginia, Gary in Texas, Nathaniel in the Philippines. That's incredible. Is that our first?
Wow.
Is that our first?
I think this
Nathaniel.
is our first international listener that we've had. Hi, Nathaniel. Nathaniel, I think you're in the future, if I'm not mistaken, and I know how time and the world map works. I think that you're like in the future. So it's like evening. So good evening to you. We have to start saying good day. Just good day. We can't even say good morning. We'll say good day.
Good day.
We want to be time appropriate.
I love that. I think that sounds perfect. Barbara in Washington, D.C. Kiss. Mysterious. Kiss is just here. I love it. Kisses from Valentine Land. Lauren in New York. Nathan and sometimes C in Texas. Jennifer Lopez, your movie this weekend was incredible. I loved it. I will be talking about it soon. Cole in South Carolina. Nathan in Tennessee. And Kennedy in Nebraska. Now, the fact that I just said all that does not mean that you have to participate in the show. Just in case you're that's like, I just wanted to watch. Please don't make this audience participation. I would love for you to, but you're not required. You're not required.
Because you absolutely could. You could into your Echo device go, say Happy Valentine's Day, or say I saw that new Jennifer Lopez Marry Me, and I have opinions and thoughts, and I can't wait to share with you, Renee.
Wait, did you also watch it? Oh, okay.
No. But I did see it was on Peacock, and I know my girl Renee loves her Peacock subscription. And I thought, I bet Renee's gonna watch this movie. I saw a different movie. I saw a murder mystery. I went to the movies and saw Death in the Nile.
Scary.
We'll get
too
to that.
Scary. Couldn't do it. Yeah, no, I listen, I'm gonna say it here now. I feel like Peacock is on its way to be the only streaming service we need. Everything I want is on there.
All right. Put a pin on it. We're gonna that's a hot take from Renee. We're gonna get rid of the Netflix, get rid of the Hulu. You know, everyone's buzzing about the Peacock.
You just need
I feel
Peacock.
like you are the only person I know that has Peacock. Other people that have Peacock use my subscription and my password. So
that's very
do you
kind
have
of
any
you to share.
Peacockers out there? Get on uppers. Let us know if
Anybody
we're
else?
not alone. Do you say into your device, say, I also have Peacock, or say who? Peacock.
What?
Who?
What? And I do think that is the common response to such a thing. Peacock is the streaming version of NBC. So you're going to find the Olympics there. If you were a Janet Jackson Appreciation Day, aka the Super Bowl partaker, you could have seen that for free. It's great. great.
That's good.
Not that
That's
anybody
okay.
watched the Super Bowl based off Friday's episode, but
I mean, Friday was heavy. After Friday's episode was quite heavy, I went to work and cried in 2 meetings.
honey, I'm
with my
so
manager.
sorry.
It
I'm
was
so
fine.
sorry. You're doing great
know.
work, and it is a burden,
Yeah.
though. It is a lot to
We gotta
hold.
share. We gotta share. Well, I just think that now you're thinking about those cheerleaders and just maybe some of the racism that's maybe happening in the NFL, and you just think, you just digest the content.
Yeah.
You're making responsible choices. You're digesting and having smart conversations during halftime. Because who's watching Mary J. Blige perform? Not me.
Okay.
Not
All
me.
right.
See,
Okay.
Nathan said yes, and I think that Nathan's saying yes to everything we said. So
Yeah.
yes, Nathan.
That seems
has
right.
speak-
That
ha-
seems
Nathan has
right,
speak up.
Nathan. Thank
Yes,
you.
Nathan was
Thank
like,
you.
I also did not participate in the Super Bowl. I
Mm-mm.
did Janet Jackson Appreciation Day instead. And look who just joined just in time, Stacy,
Stacey,
longtime
our
friend,
Valentine.
Stacy.
Valentine
Happy Valentine's Day,
Stacy.
Stacy. Hello, hello. You're getting a little candy. All right,
Yes.
Renee, what's going on
Yes.
today's show? What are we doing?
Well, I'd
What are we
love to
doing?
tell you, and I think we did this, but my short-term memory, you've seen it. You've seen it. It's a goldfish. It's a goldfish around here. Just in case, get on a person. We would love to hear from you. The way that you do it is you say to your advice, say Happy Valentine's Day. Just a review. Just a review. We love to see it. We love to see it. All right. Now, Jam, we are going to do a weekend check-in, and we will be sharing our Valentine's Day plans. That's up first. That is up first. Then, of course, it is a staple in every single show. Celebrity birthdays. Who has Valentine's Day as their birthday?
Ooh.
Is that good or bad?
Yeah. Well, you can't really be disappointed at that point,
No, that's very true. That's very true. That's very true. And as discovered on air, we are now introducing Marvel Movie Monday, in which we will be going through every single Marvel movie. I have seen I was going to say 6, but I don't think I've made it to 6. Between 3 and 6 Marvel movies, and now I'm about to watch all 28. The way that this will be introduced is I am going to tell you the history, and Jam will correct all the facts I got wrong. Look forward to it.
Perfect. Great. All right.
Fun. What else have they gotten themselves into, Jam?
Oh my gosh, so much. And then from the back half of the show, we've got breaking news. Renee and I have, breaking to a point of like some of this might be left over from last week. We're going to share some news stories that have caught our eyes, but we will pitch it to you as breaking news. And then considering on our Black History Month, we've got a Frederick Douglass quiz and 10 facts about Frederick Douglass you just did not know. So because it's Frederick Douglass's birthday. He's a Valentine's baby. Yes,
that
absolutely.
Too has
so
their
that's
birthday.
why
Okay.
we are celebrating. Oh yeah. We might, if we have time, do a rank it Scooby-Doo style. So we're gonna rank our characters in Scooby-Doo. Who is the Beyonce? Who's the Michelle? Who's the Kelly?
I would love this.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, that sounds great. Okay. Well, let's make time for that. I'll shave off my breaking news to make sure we get to that.
You're like, Ukraine, who cares? Now, obviously, Val was the Beyonce. All right, spoilers. All right.
Thank you.
And then we're going to close with a mantra Monday. So we're going to combine 2 segments. So you might be feeling manic about something. So we're going to chat about what are we feeling manic about and what are the mantras we can do to help us get through on this potentially manic Monday, but we're going to turn it into mantra Monday.
I love it. I love it.
Love it.
I love it.
Stacey, we know you can't stay long today, but we're just so glad that you even popped in to say hello.
Yes.
You're the Valentine's gift that keeps on giving.
Truly. Stacey, you're the best. You are the best. So now speaking of Valentine's Day, we got to tease it out. I want to hear what you did this weekend, and then I want to hear what your plans are for this evening. How was so it sounds like Friday was kind of rough. I'm sorry.
It's kind of rough. That's okay. And get on uppers. We're curious. You can share in the chat either what you did this weekend, anything exciting, like say into your device, I went snowboarding, or, for your Valentine's Day plans, you can say, I'm baking a cake, whatever it is you wanted to do. And Stacey stayed home and, I love the suspense. Stacey's giving us the 2 apart.
I'll take it.
Stay home and you're hanging out with friends. That sounds lovely.
That sounds amazing.
Lovely.
That sounds amazing. I love it so much.
So
I also, yes, go ahead.
No. What do you also?
Well, no, I just want to say that we've got a new a substitute producer today who was killing it here in our have a comment, leave a thing. Just it's so good. We've got Rob today, who is amazing. He's the head honcho, our boss that we love so much. Yes.
I would even call him kind of the Kevin Feige of Backchannel is what I would say. So Kevin Feige is like the overseer of all
High
the MCU
praise.
films, who's
High
like helping to like
praise.
put the whole entire story together and like knows what's coming down the pipeline. He's our Kevin Feige. So we literally have like the Backchannel's version of Kevin Feige behind the scenes helping us out
An
today.
honor.
So
An
big thanks.
honor to have him. And listen, we have got the one and the only Sarah will be returning. But talk about rough weekends. Sarah had a real rough weekend. So Sarah, we are sending you so much love. We love you so much. Take care of yourself. You take care of yourself. And when you're ready, we're excited to have you back. But in the meantime, Rob, thank you for stepping up. We appreciate you so much.
Yeah, we are family. I got all my sisters with me. That's what we got here. We love our producer Sarah. So my weekend is what did I did? So I went on a hike with a friend. We thought we were going to be doing like a dirt hike, and my friend's like, "Oh, we're going over here down here in the South Bay of the Bay Area." It turned out to be just like a paved road hike. Mainly meant for like bikers, like people on bikes. There's a lot of like on your left,
right.
Like I would have worn more my comfy New Balances, but I don't like to wear my new shoes. So I don't like to get them dirty, so I only wear them like to the store and back. I don't wear them out to go to a bar.
I'm the same.
Like,
yeah.
So it's like, why do you get these new shoes? Oh, don't worry. In like 2 years, I'll wear them anywhere
Constantly.
to the gym.
Yeah.
But I should have worn my new shoes instead. I wore my ratty gym shoes. And let me tell you, 6 mile hike, your boy thought, oh, I think I'm getting old. My knees hurt, my hip hurts. It was bad. And then I came home.
Yes.
Well, my friend was like, oh, it's because we were on like we were on a paved road. So the concrete.
And you wore the wrong shoes. That's just shoes matter so much when you're working out. They just matter. You got to have the right support. Yeah.
Should have worn my New Balances. They would have been fine on that that nice, clean, paved road. And then came home, was so tired. I got home at like 3. We went early. I got home at like 3. Right. And I was like, is it too early to start drinking wine? And
no, never. It's never too early to start drinking wine. Absolutely not.
Am I here? Did I lose
you?
You're
here. You froze for a little bit. But you said, is it too early? I heard. Can you hear me? Is this thing on? Maybe. Can you hear me? How are you feeling? No, I'm seeing you move. Get on uppers. Are we frozen? Somebody say, which one of us is frozen? Let us know what's going on. And also let us know, do you think that it's too early to drink wine? Do you suppose? I don't think so. I don't think it's ever too early to drink wine. So we're going to get Jam back in just a little bit. He did text. I feel like that text did come in right at about 4 o'clock saying, is it too early to get in the wine? And of course not. Especially on a holiday weekend. Never, ever, ever. I'm also curious, do you guys go hiking? Are you hiking folks? I go all the time because I live very close to a park and I love it. And I have a dog. But if you don't have a dog and you don't live close to a park, I don't know. Is there any reason to go? Maybe not. Is hiking worth it? Okay, Stacey, thank you so much. Okay, so we can hear me. Can you see me okay? Am I moving? Do you see me wiggling? Okay. Internet connection is tricky. You guys, it's real tough, but I appreciate it. Now, unfortunately, our number one guy is, it's never too early to drink wine. Stacey, I couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. So here's the bad news. You guys just have to deal with me for a little bit. It's going to be fine. We're going to hang out. We're going to have the best time. Jam keeps popping up. Hey-o. Yeah, I think you're back.
I got Thanos snapped. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened.
Now, can I tell you how perfect your timing was? Just as I threatened them, and it was a threat, I feel like you might have to deal with me for a little bit. You came right back. So, crisis averted.
Crisis averted. I won't take up too much of time because I want to get to your weekend. And sorry. So, yes. I came home from my hike. I started drinking wine and had a burger. And then, yes, I'm back. Rob, you're just killing it with these little, it's like the third co-host. Really
so I am so impressed.
This is so good.
It's amazing.
So I don't know if this is the right thing you're supposed to do after a hike, but I drank a full bottle of wine starting at 3:00 till I went to sleep at 11 and had a greasy burger,
Nice.
and treated
Yes.
myself to Celebrity Big Brother. I didn't know it started. I watched 7 episodes, which was the max that they had released. I watched 7
Perfect
episodes of
Which
Celebrity Big Brother.
celebrities are on? I am not familiar. I have not kept myself in the know
I'm
with which celebrities are on
obsessed
Big
with
Brother.
to the fact that like I was almost on last summer. I was narrowly almost on the last season of Big Brother, and I think I just retired that like maybe I'll just be on Celebrity Big Brother. But we gotta get these numbers up so I can qualify. Yeah. Let's see. Anybody interesting? There's a figure skater, Mirage. She got kicked off already.
Okay.
Who's interested? There's a lot of Real Housewives on there.
Oh.
Chris Kattan was
I
on.
love Chris. Do you want to hear something that happened to me?
Yeah, I do.
Numerous times throughout my life.
What?
I get told, you know what celebrity you remind me of?
Oh, what?
Chris Kattan. It's because my face is so animated. I know. But honestly,
a very animated face. Yeah.
you can see it.
Yeah, I
You can see it.
Okay, interesting. Well, I will say that I wasn't sure if I don't know if you know this, but he got into a really bad accident on the set of SNL. He had hurt himself so bad, and he's had several spinal cord injuries. And so he didn't really fare too well. Sometimes it can be a physical show being on Big Brother.
Okay.
And so I Googled, I was like, what's up with Chris Kattan? Like, is he like moves kind of weird and he eats a lot of cake. Anyways,
sweetheart. Was it the monkey character? Did he threw himself around with?
He felt no, it was a Golden Girls sketch. He fell too hard. They told him he would be fine. He's like, okay, can we get a right prop chair? And he didn't have the right prop chair, and he threw himself so far back, and it was he said
and he hurt himself.
Spinal injuries. That's probably why he's not doing a lot of film and movies and stuff.
I love it. That title card of Renee equals Chris Kattan ? Killed me. That's my Valentine's Day is made. Rob, you're making my day. I love it so much.
There it is.
Funny.
The answer is yeah. I mean, you do a lot of SNL folks. You do Jason Sudeikis.
That's true.
Chris Kattan.
All the boys, no women, just boys.
And then I went to see Death of a Nile. That was my weekend. So
nice.
Murder mystery. Very. It's very sort of like it's based on I think an old timey movie of like a murder mystery.
Yeah.
So it had that sort of feel and vibe to it, and very beautifully shot. It was okay. It was great. I mean, it's fun. Yeah.
Okay.
It was good.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds like a pretty good weekend. How do you feel? And wait, we got to go back to Chris Kattan. I'm so sorry. Is he still on the show? Is he doing well? Is he lasting?
He left. He didn't get voted out. He left. Stacey, shout out from Stacey says, "You guys make my day." Well, Stacey, you make our day.
I was just gonna say,
neutral.
Get this.
Safe to say,
you make our day.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say. Make our day. I think we're one of Stacey's Valentines. I'm gonna throw it out there. Renee really took that in. She's like,
I just didn't know that you could assign yourself to other people to be their Valentine. Get ready. I am going to go crazy in Los Angeles today. Just like, I think I might be your Valentine. I think you might be in love with me. I don't know.
Just don't say marry me, which we'll put in because I want to hear all about it. Renee, to you. Tell me about your weekend. This was your vacation weekend. I don't know if y'all know this. Renee's between jobs, as in she's starting a new job today. Tell me all about
last day was So last day was Friday, and I just am so like. Now, granted, I definitely along the way have been like it's tricky at this old place, but they sent me off in such a kind way. So my nice boss and coworker took me out to coffee, gave me a little bouquet of flowers. Then I was just supposed to get dinner with a coworker, but turns out it was a surprise party where all my coworkers showed up. So kind and sweet, and a reminder to me that I love being the sneaky star of the show. I love being a bridesmaid. I love being an MC. I love being a moderator. Do not put me in the center of attention deliberately because I can't handle it. I was so uncomfortable. Keep me as the sidekick because this was awful.
Oh, well, I will tell you because I sometimes like to Facebook. I don't look at many people on Instagram. It's pretty much
Yeah.
Renee and whatever the hot guy I was looking at
Yeah.
from the dating app because it links.
Mhm.
And then I'm like, what am I doing here? And it'll be Renee. I saw Renee having the time of her life. There was a cake. I was like, Renee, why are you leaving this job? There's cake.
I
You
know.
love
They're
cake.
so sweet. They're so sweet. So the way sort of the I just so I started off as the like office coordinator, and then I just kind of for whatever reason got promoted real fast 3 times. So I who knows why, but I think when I was the office coordinator, I was beloved, and then the higher you climb, the more they hate you. So the people that still loved me as the office coordinator were there. But that was nice. So that was good.
Okay.
That was good for Friday. And then Saturday, I did watch Jennifer Lopez's "Marry Me."
Marry me, marry me, marry me, marry me, marry.
Damn.
There was a Big Brother segment that was also hyping that show. You had to find. It was like a game where they had to find like the sign that said "Marry Me" and what section it was in, and so they kept playing like. There was 7 rounds, and in between each round, they go, "Marry me, marry me, marry me." And that's J-Lo, who's watching Jennifer Lopez from New York.
Great.
It's your new
Can I tell you? I thought that it was going to be just like something I put on in the background while I did other work. It is so fun. It is so. It is. They don't make movies like this anymore. It is the most outrageous. Because remember, like Serendipity. Or like all those rom-coms that were just like, this would never, ever happen. And it is delightful. I loved it. It was great. Go watch Marry Me. It is delightful. Absolutely unrealistic and delightful.
Well,
loved it.
And yeah, this is a great question coming in from Rob. What is your favorite rom-com? Do you all have one? Do you have one? Get on uppers. What is your favorite rom-com? I don't know that I have one. I might be allergic to the genre, and so maybe we'll need to switch off after the Marvel movie Mondays. Okay. Maybe we switch to some rom-coms. You can
okay.
I like the one, what is it? Sleepless in Seattle. I think I've seen that one on TNT with all the commercials. I like that one. I like Sandra Bullock. Oh, here's one I like.
Yes.
And Get on Uppers, we're curious, so you can say whichever one is your favorite. Stacy, do you have a favorite rom-com? I think mine, I like The Proposal with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. I like that one.
Okay. I cannot remember this because it's me. Let me see if I can find what. Yes. Okay. It came out, I think, 2019. Always Be My Maybe with Ali Wong and Randall Park and Keanu Reeves.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Yeah,
so good. So fun. We loved it.
Yeah,
we loved it.
Yeah, I think I like the ones that like will poke fun a little bit more at the genre. Ones that don't take itself too seriously, I guess. Because and I guess what I do like now though, it was like women were, and Stacey just said 2 words, Ryan Reynolds, and that's all you need. That's all you need. Yeah. But I think that women actresses were so pigeonholed, and all they could do were rom-coms. And now you're just seeing much more interesting. Like they're able to do the full, gamut. They don't always have to fall in love or be likable in films. I love ladies who kick. You know me. So give me
a lady who kicks.
Ladies who kick.
Yeah, I love it.
Ladies with an action movie. I'm there.
I love it. I love, if it's on, I'll watch it. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Great.
Okay. What about, where do we stand with like, I think I like Clueless. Is that that's more like a teen,
I think it can count as one
age story.
Yeah.
10 Things I Hate About You. Is that more teen coming of
more
age?
Teen. I think that's a coming of age. Yeah. You just don't like the genre rom-com.
I don't. Everything I get. What about Mr. and Mrs. Smith? Is that a rom-com?
I don't think so. I don't. I mean,
I am misunderstanding this assignment completely then. Okay. Do you have any Valentine's Day plans? Do you have any V-Day plans?
Yes, I do. And it has been in the works for months, weeks, days. Okay. I don't know when we planned this. So my friend that took my dating profile photos at 4 p.m. She's my fellow warrior in this single battle that we're fighting. Every Valentine's Day, we go to the cheesiest chain restaurant you can possibly imagine.
Is it the Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah.
You tell me you made reservations. Did you make reservations?
So Camden and I are going to Cheesecake Factory at 5:30 p.m. this evening.
And it's so early too.
No.
Wow.
Well, we gotta beat the crowds. I know.
I know. You gotta be in bed early because you have a morning show to do every day.
Thank you.
Love
Exactly.
this so much. I love this so much. Reservations of the cheesecake.
And I know what I'm going to get the truffle chicken. I'm going to get the Godiva cheesecake. I'm going to do it up. I'm going to do it up. What are you doing?
Going to the gym.
Of course.
And
you want to come down to LA and go to the Cheesecake Factory with us?
After the gym, I can't. I only eat bananas. Like I only eat like wild on the weekends for some reason. I can't. I got to be super focused. So I think. Oh, and I did watch one episode of Dollface. I hope you did too, because I did give you permission. Did you not?
I did not. I've been waiting for you.
I am the worst. I am the worst. Okay, preface this, y'all. I am the worst. So let us get on up first. Do you watch Dollface? Season 2 came out. Renee told us weeks ago season 2 is coming. I'm so excited. I said, Renee, let's be sure there's Valentines. Let's watch it together. And Renee had this weekend to watch it, the whole weekend. And so I was like, Renee, don't you watch it? Don't you watch it? And then
I don't think you said it that adorably. I think you said it with some fight behind your
better not watch it, otherwise we are through. We are through. And then on Sunday, I had this realization: I have a very stressful week. We're going to talk about it, man. Monday, I have a very stressful week. It's like, oh, there's no way I'm going to be able to watch Dollface. There's just no way. And so I didn't want to hinder you, Renee. And so early on Sunday, I said, Renee, go for it. I don't want to hold you back. And then Renee's like, okay, just say you said it. I have it in writing. And then last night, I was going to go to sleep. And I was like, well, it's 9 o'clock. I had time to watch one thing. I was like, well, let me watch. I know Renee probably watched the whole season.
Right.
So let me watch this one episode so we can chat.
Yeah. No, waiting for you.
Okay.
Just waiting for well, but now I'm curious. Is it good? First episode good?
Good. Yeah. I'm the worst. Don't date me. I'm so sorry. Oh gosh.
We don't have the capacity. Rob is killing it. And even if we had like a full what's that booth called that you always see on the morning show? In the back, like that. I guess. Yeah, production booth. Whatever. Yeah. Even if we had like 20 people on the show, if I were just like, hey, can you roll the footage of James threatening me to not watch Dollface? I don't think they'd be able to do it. But I would like to try to go back and find it.
Knowing you, I'm sure it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube, and I wouldn't be surprised if we played that clip at some point. You're handling this better than I would, Renee. So
I absolutely, because I think we might be different this way. I operate in a constant state of, am I in trouble? Am I in trouble? So to find out that I am not the one in trouble, a gift.
Yeah, I'm 110%. But did I make up for it that I do believe you're getting a little sweet Valentine's Day gift from your other Valentine, me, today. So,
buddy, you're also getting a little sweet gift. Get ready. Get ready. You were supposed to get a sweet gift yesterday, but they couldn't find your address. So they're going to try it again today.
I did say you might get something today, but I don't trust the delivery system. So I don't.
That's fair. Okay. Well, how thoughtful of both of us. Yes, you would like to move on, and I would love to help you do such a thing. Ready?
Yes. If you know, I'm gonna think for a stickler. All right. It is time for celebrity birthdays. Birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to you. Valentine's Day, babies. Love babies.
I want to address this real quick. I only have one holiday mug, and obviously it's Christmas. But I bring it out every holiday. So I'm sorry about the Christmas mug, but to me, this is my holiday mug, not my Christmas mug. Okay, you got it.
Note to self: get Renee new mug for Valentine's Day. Renee,
no, because then it's just obnoxious.
4th of July, you're gonna okay, gotta get my holiday mug. Oh wow,
like
that makes sense. I'm not yucking your yum. Not yucking your yum. Oh no. All right. Well, looks like Stacey, you're gonna head out. Well, we appreciate you. We love you. Happy Valentine's Day, Stacey.
Happy Valentine's Day, Stacey. Thank you for being
so
here for a minute.
Great. Absolutely. A New York minute.
Thank you. Yeah, it was quick. It was fast.
Yeah,
Real fast. Yeah.
And look at even producer Rob saying bye to Stacey. Look at that. So good. I love this
Rob
so much.
is on it. So impressed. Yeah.
Whole other level. All right. So it's time for celebrity birthdays. And so the way this is going to work is we're going to celebrate some celebrity birthdays. And then we're going to take a little quiz about it. So Renee is going to need your help of what the answer might be. We'll learn a little bit about something about these people's birthdays. So our first one is, and Rob, totally fine. If the picture can't come up, we can always Google them. We're going to do the first one should be Simon Pegg or Denai Guerrera, whichever one, if you're able to throw up.
No, Simon Pegg? Who's Simon Pegg?
You know Simon Pegg.
Sure
well,
I
this
do.
question. So we'll say Simon Pegg. Well, now you're gonna Google and see the answers. So that's gonna be.
I doubt that. No, I just want to see what he. Oh yeah, Simon Pegg. Okay, gotcha. I didn't look at anything else. Yes. Okay.
All right. So it is Simon Pegg's birthday. If we're able to throw the image up, awesome. If not, no worries. People can Google just for the image. People
just for the image.
Google the
nothing
image.
More. Nothing
Not
more.
The
Got
answer.
It. Yes. Nobody's cheating. Nobody's
Simon
cheating.
Pegg is turning 52 today. Simon Pegg is turning 52. Can you name the 3-movie trilogy he was in? That I do believe that he also wrote these movies as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
But I'm terrified that this is wrong. I think it's Shaun of the Dead. Is it Shaun
You
of
got
the Dead?
one. You're doing it. Shaun of the Dead. Yes.
Shaun of the Dead. Okay. And then, they're not all called Shaun. I thought they were called Shaun of the Dead 1, 2, 3. They're not?
No. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Get on up. I'm going to need you. Okay. Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the, he died. Shaun of the, that guy's not coming back.
You're going to lock those answers in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I get it?
Right. We got 1/3 of the points right. The Get On Uppers were so terrified about how terrible you're doing that they were
they're like, you're on your own. You're on your own.
Nothing to do with this.
Nope.
Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, The World's End. World's End.
Okay.
Did you see any of those?
No, I think I saw Shaun of the Dead.
Okay, they're comedy, but Shaun of the Dead's kind of scary. It's about zombies, but the funny zombie
and that's why I did not see any of the others. It's spooky. I didn't like it.
Next celebrity birthday is Denai Guerrera. She is turning 44. Happy birthday, Denai Guerrera. I think we're having totally fine. You can Google her photo. She's lovely. She's wonderful. She is famous for playing 2 bad Mama Jammas. She's famous for playing 2 bad Mama Jammas. Can you either name the characters or it's a TV show and a movie? So she's playing this bad Mama Jamma on a TV show and this bad Mama Jamma in a movie.
The same one? It's a TV show for a movie? Okay.
So one character she's playing in this TV show, long-running TV show. I think it's gone on 11 seasons.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then the other one is maybe related to our new weekly Monday theme around movies.
Oh, okay. So Marvel.
Okay. Yes.
Marvel.
And it's actually a Marvel movie you've seen. At least you said.
Is it Black Panther?
Okay, we're in the right movie. You got that.
So we got Black Panther. And then what movie is she in that's run for 11 seasons? Or what TV show?
She's
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Is she a superhero?
I mean, not necessarily a superhero, but she is she's a bad Mama Jamma. You don't want to mess with her. She'll keep everybody safe. Maybe connect to some themes of Shaun of the Dead.
Walking Dead?
Yeah, you did it, Renee. You did it. So she's in The Walking Dead. She was in Black Panther. Great. I'm not even going to ask you to name her character names because that's impossible.
Please don't.
So for reference, for when you go to trivia on a date, she plays Michonne on The Walking Dead, and she plays Okoye in Black Panther, which you said you saw. So
do you want to hear what a terrible friend I am?
You lied to me. You never saw Black Panther.
I didn't. No, of course I saw Black Panther. Black Panther was extraordinary. This apartment that I am in, I took over of a friend who had it previously because she moved. She is a writer on The Walking Dead.
Oh,
I have not
wow.
watched. So, Julia, I'm sorry. Apologies to Julia. So issuing an apology to Julia. Sorry. Okay.
Well, it's hard because you're living in LA. You've got a lot. You're famous. You got famous friends. You can't watch every show. I have a friend. I haven't. She's one of my friends is the writer on Black Lady Sketch Show. I haven't seen every episode. I've seen some.
Of course not.
Great,
You can't keep all caught up.
Yeah.
You can't keep all caught up. 44th birthday. Is that what you said?
44th birthday. That's her.
Birthday.
Right. She also wrote a Broadway play that was nominated for a Tony. I don't know how familiar you are. It's a Broadway play, not a musical.
That's where I'm going to get lost. But
okay. It was Eclipse.
Oh, great. I would have never gotten that.
Lupita Nyong'o starred in it. And so
no
so
kidding.
Many Black Panther. And she was also interviewed by this Get On Up co-host.
That's amazing. How is she in person? That would be Jam. That would be Jam.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I interviewed her at the Black Panther red carpet. She's fabulous. She's amazing. So brilliant. I think she also went to Harvard or Yale, or was that Lupita Nyong'o and what's his face? Anyways, very smart.
Love it.
Okay,
amazing.
Two more. We have Florence Henderson. Turning. Well, she is no longer with us. She died at 82.
Right.
But
did you see me? I was like, I think she died, but all right.
She's a Valentine's Day baby. We're celebrating her.
We love her.
Renee, roll up your musical sleeves. Roll up. Get your leg warmers on. This is for you.
Ready.
Producer Sarah put these together. She was like, okay, give him Renee one.
Right. Thank you, Sarah. Go. Yes.
Aside from the Brady Bunch.
Yes.
Oh, well, this actually was not a musical. So she was in the Brady Bunch. We know that. We love her for it.
We love it. Mrs. Brady.
But what famous Broadway musical did she make her acting debut in? What famous musical did she make her acting debut in? I know you love your Florence Henderson, Get on uppers. You can chime on in.
So I wonder, gosh, and it's a famous musical?
Oh, it's famous.
People would know it? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So let's go with, what musical? Brady Bunch was in the 70s. Huh. So let's go with it happened around then. Hair. She made her debut in Hair.
Wow, what a jump.
Has some range. She's got some range.
Wow. Could you imagine though? To go from Hair, which I mean very 70s. We were mostly naked during that show. And then to go to be Mrs. Brady. I love your thinking. I wish that was her life. No, Rodgers and Hammerstein's Oklahoma.
Come on. Adorable.
Further away from Hair. Could not be further. Oh, she's not let the sunshine in, unfortunately.
No, she did not. No Aquarius for her. All right. No, just a Surrey with the fringe on top. Got it.
Will say I saw a very great Rebound of Oklahoma recently that was on Broadway. It was so gritty. It was dark. It was
sexy. People who saw it call it a little sexy Oklahoma.
But it's and they use media. They also serve cornbread and chili during intermission because it's nice. It's theater almost in the round. It's almost in the round, like a half. It's like a U shape, and it's like you're at a town hall in the city of Oklahoma. It's powerful. The actress who played Annie Oakley, she was I'm not exactly sure, but she's in a wheelchair. She's not. That's just how she won a Tony. She was the first person with a disability to be able to win a Tony.
I love it. And I think it might have been Ado Annie, but either one of those Annies, maybe Annie Warbucks. Who's to say what her name might have been? It's Annie something.
Ado Annie, you're right. Oh yeah, Ado Annie, because everyone loves her. All right, last one. It is also we're going it's like Viola Davis said, exhume the bodies. We're paying tribute to Gregory Hines today. Gregory Hines.
Amazing.
At the age of 57, dancer. Your celebrity birthday question is the most celebrated tap dancer of all time. What film did he make his acting debut in?
Debut.
Give you a hint. He replaced Richard Pryor in this movie. So if you study the life of Richard Pryor,
I don't know it.
I'm
going to say the tap dance kid knowing it's wrong.
Close. History of the World Part 1. History of the World Part 1. So close. So close.
The opposite of close.
I don't actually think he tap dances in that movie at all. What a waste. And welcome to Harley, who just joined the stream. Welcome. We're so glad to have you. We just happy Valentine's Day. We just celebrated all of our Valentine's Day babies, and you can always chat with us as we are going through all of our different segments. Drop us a line. You just enter your device. Say, James, is that a red tie I see? And, the answer is yes. Say, Jam Renee, are you wearing plaid together? Did you coordinate?
We did not. Nope, never. Never. That's just, it's just, we're becoming one mind. The melding has begun. It has begun.
It has.
That's okay.
Where are we going to next, Renee? Is it time for Marvel Movie Monday?
What is the theme song of Marvel? Like when it comes in, it's the comics, right?
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Marvel Movie Monday.
Yeah, that's exactly how it's supposed to go. Such big news. Get on, uppers. I hope you're ready to participate in this show for, I don't know, the next 6 months.
6 months. At least 28 weeks. 28 weeks at least.
And what did you send me? What day are we done with this? September what?
September 6th, if we don't skip a beat. And there are some more movies coming out as well, so I think I factored that in. But yes,
this is
September 6th.
The very best news. It's the very best news. I don't know if you know this, but my birthday is September 10th. So this is quite a victory. The timing of it could not be better.
And then Renee doesn't know this, but as soon as we get done with the movies, we're doing the Disney Plus series. But don't tell her.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. Give her time. It's going to be fine. So I'm genuinely excited about this. I have seen Ant-Man. I have seen, I think, one Avengers, though I can't confirm. I've seen Black Panther. I've seen Thor.
Okay. Which Thor? Ragnarok?
Funny one.
Yeah, Ragnarok.
Okay.
It's so interesting to me because Rob's had a really great question. Get on numbers. Yeah. How many Marvel movies have you seen? I had just hosted the Eternals red carpet premiere, and it was the 25th movie. Now with SpiderMan out, there are 26 movies currently out. I have, and I can confirm, seen 26 films. And so it'd be so interesting to me, like people who just kind of cherry pick the different ones. I feel like I would be so confused. Like I understand every reference and Easter egg that gets made. But it's a testament to these movies if you can still watch and enjoy and not get all the references, you know?
I love it. Yeah, I cannot wait. So I think for people like me, you get intimidated because you're like, this is such a big thing that everybody knows everything about. And I don't even know how this came to be. When did Marvel even start? So I did myself the service of going back and researching how Marvel came to be. And by researching, I mean, I found one guy who wrote a blog. So I want to see if this guy who wrote a blog, I did fact check it with Wikipedia. What this is missing is other articles that I've seen talk about the competition between DC Comics. So I'm not going to talk about that part, but maybe you can chime in.
DC. I mean, I can, but I won't have much to say except for boo. Aaron, welcome just in time. We're kicking off our Marvel Movie Monday, where each week we're going to watch a Marvel movie in timeline order, which I'll explain a little bit later. And so we're starting on that off next week, but Renee's giving us a primer into what we're going to get ourselves into with the history of Marvel.
Cannot wait. So I was thinking maybe we'll do this in little chunks, and then you can correct what I say in each chunk. Does that seem fair? And get on uppers, you also chime in and let me know what I've gotten wrong about this. Aaron's very excited. Very exciting. Aaron, I'm so excited to have you along with us. I'm
got some Marvel fans in the audience.
Genuinely thrilled about this. Genuinely. So let's kick it off first with, it's called Marvel Comics because it started out as a comic book. Of course it did. So Martin Goodman's McGraw-Hill office in October of 1939 was the first issue of Timely Comics. So Timely Comics was what I called back then, titled Marvel Comics #1. And then it was saying that in this first comic, the superheroes that were in it are all people I don't recognize, but maybe they were in these Marvel movies that are to come. Human Torch, the Angel, Submariner, the Masked Raider, Khazar the Great. Do you know any of those? Oh, you do.
Yes. So the Torch, if it is the Torch, ends up that's Johnny, and he's part of the Fantastic Four.
Oh boy.
And then Angel is an X-Men who I imagine a lot of their stories got retconned because it's weird that they're all like together. Did you see the Submariner?
Yeah, Submariner.
That's Namor.
Oh, look at that.
Namor. That's Namor. Yeah, he's sort of like the Aquaman in the Marvel universe.
Okay. All right. So these guys have been around since 1939. Very exciting. So the first issue, it was popular, sold 80,000 copies, allowing Timely Comics to release Marvel Comics #2. And that's how it sort of began as comics. Does this all sound right so far? 1939 sounds right to you? Okay, terrific.
Sounds great. Love it.
And the reason that they were so popular, it's saying, is because this obviously in 1930s, we know what was going on in America. It was the Depression. So it was like an escape to be like, oh, we need our superheroes. We need to live in a world where people can eat bread.
If only we had some superheroes here to help us so we could get some bread.
right. And then so we know in 1939 was the Depression, and then we know immediately after that, as we study American history, that we were on the brink of going into World War II. So the character Captain America came into play as sort of the salute to the propaganda. And though he made his debut in 1940, and we didn't bomb Pearl Harbor bombed us, right? Yeah.
Yep. That's history.
Why would we bomb our own place?
We'll show them. Oh, we're gonna bomb ourselves first. Oh my God.
Lord in heaven.
Oh God. Vinny, just in time to hear some interesting interpretations of history. We got to review. This is why we have these get-togethers, so we can review.
We got
just like that. We've already lost Vinny. Goodbye, Vinny. He's like, I don't need to hear this factual history. We were going to get to the real stuff. Get to the real stuff.
So that makes sense to me. Is that during the Depression and during World War II, everybody was crazy about comics, and that's how Captain America came to be. But after World War II, it took a little dip. People weren't as interested anymore. They were tuckered out. They were tired. I don't want to do this anymore. So it sort of went by the wayside until the 1950s, when they rebranded the comics to be Atlas Comics, and they had a bunch of different characters that sort of strayed from superheroes. All sounds sort of correct.
It was like, oh, this person's a lawyer, or just we wanted more like real life stories.
Yeah. So in the 1950s, it took sort of it scattered itself and became Atlas Comics. But then in 1961, one man by the name of Stan Lee came back in and doubled down on the superheroes. And according to this article, it says that Stan Lee is to thank for all of this. He's the guy who created Marvel Comics.
Most of it is Stan Lee and Jack Kirby as well. Like Jack Kirby did a lot of the actual like artist renditions of stuff. Jack Kirby, not to steal too much, but he would actually have a falling out with Stan Lee and Marvel over time, go over to DC and create things like the New Gods and things like that, and then eventually make his way back. But Jack Kirby also equally responsible for things as well, and doesn't give enough credit for his involvement. But yeah, Stan Lee, absolutely, who's been in pretty much almost every MCU film, will have a little bit part. You'll see him, little bit part.
The best. Just the best. That's exactly what we want to see. So you can probably speak to more of what exactly Stan Lee did, but it started to get huge in the 1960s and 70s, not only into comics, but also turned into TV shows. So we had the SpiderMan movie that aired in 1977. Does that seem right?
Not great. Not great. It was not good. We weren't ready. With technology. You need CGI.
It's okay. Doctor Strange aired on CBS in 1978.
Also, not great. Not great.
Also not great.
But the Hulk with Lou Ferrigno.
That was coming up next. The Incredible Hulk returns in 1988. But they were saying at this point, Marvel Studios still didn't exist. It wasn't until 1981 that Marvel Productions set up shop in LA. So it wasn't until so people were taking the rights of it, but they weren't making a full studio until 1981.
Because there were so many times that Marvel actually almost crashed and burned in terms of like they're just really bad like money management. So they would start selling the rights to all the different characters to different production companies.
Right.
And yes, I'm sorry to jump
No,
in.
no, no, no.
Excited.
That's. I mean, that's exactly it. Is that sounds like they got themselves in real big trouble. So I guess in 1988, we're getting around the 90s. Marvel Entertainment Group was sold for $82 million, which is nuts.
Yeah.
To Ron Perlman, and what's so interesting to me is I guess the vision that he had for Marvel was they wanted it to be a mini Disney. Isn't that foreshadowing? Isn't that cute? He
Yeah, and then
wanted the characters.
look where they ended up, and that's where they are. They came home. Speak it into existence. Speak
Right?
it into existence.
Thank you. Thank you. So Marvel had a huge makeover in the 1990s and offered 40% of their shares to the public. So everybody like got in on it because they were going to make all these toys. But just like you were saying, is I guess they did go bankrupt because it didn't quite work and the shareholders were mad. And so to make up their money, they started selling out the rights to characters like Iron Man and the Hulk and Black Panther and X-Men. And as they've been trying to get them all back, I guess the only one they weren't able to get back is X-Men. Does that sound right?
They just got X-Men back because, and this is a huge moment, they got the X-Men back. And the X-Men are the mutants. It's the thing that a lot of people know the most in terms of Marvel because of that 90s TV show. Welcome, Arlo. We are just diving into the history of Marvel. This is exactly Marvel Mondays.
I love it.
But yeah, so like and that's why and, I'm sure you'll get to this, but there was like, Universal Studios had the Hulk and they were producing a movie. There wasn't a lot of connectivity in the early 2000s between these like movies, but they just got the X-Men back through the Disney Fox merger, which was huge because that also would include I believe like Avatar and also Star Wars. It was a huge thing for them to get this and I think 40% of now movies are now produced by Disney because you have 20th Century Fox, you have all these other little houses underneath them, Marvel, but it's huge. So here's the thing, we're nerding out because the X-Men are finally home. So all of the other X-Men movies that you've seen in the 2000s, they have nothing to do with the MCU as it is, but now they're coming on home, and Kevin Feige, who is like the Rob of Backchannel.
Yes.
Kevin Feige has teased, he's like, we will have mutants in this next phase. And so people are wigging out because Marvel does right by their properties because they're in-house and they know how to tell those stories correctly. And even Kevin Feige's dream with doing the MCU in its way is to do it similar to comic books of like in the publishing house. Like you don't know, most people don't read all of the comics. The nerds do, like me, I would. Some people just bip on and in and out, right? So like a Renee, who's like a casual, like, oh, this one seems interesting. This one seems interesting. And similar in the comics, they're like, oh, if you want to know more to get this reference point, read this comic. And so that'll happen the same thing with the Marvel movies and the Disney Plus series. It's like, oh, I want to understand that reference. Oh, you need to watch the Hawkeye series, or oh, I need to go watch the Black Widow movie to understand that. So it's sort of, they're trying to mirror the publishing world in that they know not everyone's going to see everything, but they want a connective storyline. So
Rob, you're killing it. James Arthur M, PhD in Marvel. That's right. That's right. That's right. You love it. You love it.
There's like 3 things I'm obsessed with.
Yes.
5 things. Britney Spears, Janet Jackson, Big Brother, the MCU, and Buffy. Those are my 5 things that I am obsessed with.
They're all perfect things to be obsessed with. Those are perfect things to be obsessed with. I love it. You're killing it. So I find that this is interesting. So let me know if this is right. So Stan Lee was appointed chairman of Marvel in the late 90s. And then in 1998, they made Blade, which I guess was part of the Marvel. So Marvel was like the first Marvel movie. Yeah. And then, okay, so this is the part that I was like, oh my gosh. Can I just read this paragraph and you can tell me if this sounds right?
Yeah.
One of the most pivotal years in the history of Marvel Studios was 2004, when David Maisel was hired as the chief operating officer of Marvel Studios, and he had a plan for the future of the franchise. Soon after, Marvel took out a $525 million loan from Merrill Lynch, but there was a condition. If Marvel failed to make the money back within 8 years, they would have to pay the rights of 10 Marvel characters, including Ant-Man, Avengers, Black Panther, and Nick Fury. Who's Nick Fury? Fury?
Yeah, Nick Fury, Samuel Jackson's character. Eye patch.
Oh boy. So that to me, that seems insane to make that money back in 8 years. That's great, but they did it. Which is nuts. Yeah, and that's it from there on out, is they made the money back and we all lost our minds.
Moral of the story, they got their money back and they lost their mind. But here's a thing as well. So take Spider-Man. Spider-Man is in the Marvel comics, but Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man. And so Spider-Man actually really helped to kick off the new renaissance in comic book movies, because what killed it, and I don't know if you remember this, but Joel Schumacher's Batman and Robin, which starred our Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl, Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy, and we'll never forget they put nipples on the Batman, and it just was a terrible, terrible movie. And people were like, it tanked. They're like, oh, no one wants to see comic book movies. No. We want to see good ones. I think for so long there was just and see, Aaron was just discussing Joel Schumacher's Batman last night. Yeah, he went off in such a different direction than Tim Burton had. It wasn't really connected to like the darkness of the DC world and the Batman world. And so people were like, oh, no one wants to see comic movies. We want to see good ones. In the 90s, they were just trying to make money, as opposed to like, we're going to give you our money anyways, but honor the content. Some of these stories, like Renee just pointed out, they're like 80 years old. These characters that people mean so much to people, so honor them. And so that's kind of the amazing thing that Marvel's doing. They're really honoring these stories, and they're making billions of dollars, but they're also telling such like really careful, thought out storylines and plots, like what we had in the comic books. But then, so Spider-Man, and I think X-Men came out first. 2000s X-Men came out, and then Spider-Man, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man came out. Everybody loved it with Tobey Maguire. So that helped kickstart, okay, if we tell good ones. There are some other flops, Elektra, but Sam Raimi is coming back, is directing the next Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, which is coming out very soon, and has Wanda Maximoff, played by Elizabeth Olsen. And did you see WandaVision? I think you would love WandaVision.
I did see WandaVision. I did see WandaVision. Yes. Good. Now, listen. Okay, this is where we're gonna start. I think it'll be nice to see my journey. I loved it until the action sequences.
Fair. That's fine. That's okay, Renee. You're like, when are they gonna fall in love?
Yeah. I liked it. So long it was in the sitcom phase, I loved it. It was funny and it was sweet, and I like the genres. And then they started flying through the air and being mad at each other, and I lost it.
Okay, but maybe it'll give more context when we go through the journey. I think we just gotta strengthen your Marvel action muscles up a bit, Renee. And I'm excited to go on this journey. So I want to get y'all, what's your homework? We'll replete this over through the weeks. But Renee, first of all, thank you for. Yes. Oh yeah, you have another.
Of course, I do have one question. So you keep talking about this Kevin guy, and they mention him, but I don't know who. So who's Kevin?
Who's this Kevin guy?
Who's Kevin? I get he's Rob of Backchannel, but who's Kevin?
Okay. So Kevin Feige recently, I've interviewed him a few times. He is essentially, he's the chief creative officer at Marvel. Essentially, he was the guy, he actually was a producer on, I think, the first X-Men movie, maybe dabbled with Spider-Man. And he helped produce the first Iron Man. He's the one that had the creative vision of like, let's create a shared universe. And he was the guy that was kind of overseeing all of it. And so that's pretty much Kevin Feige. He's overseeing the full vision and doing an amazing job.
Money guy. He's the vision guy. Okay.
He's the vision guy. And he's like, again, is such a nerd and cares so much about the material. And so we feel like we're in such good hands. He's just really smart. And two, you're having to get surprises. Like, they're not following, oh, this happens in the comic book, but how do we do it in film and give the audiences still some surprises? And they're able to do that. He also is the one that negotiated with Sony for Spider-Man to come over as well. And so Spider-Man's now a shared character in the MCU and the Sony Spider-Verse that no one asked for.
Okay. Okay. Great.
Some of these movies, there's like a Morbius movie with Jared Leto. No one asked for that. No one cares. Morbius, the vampire. We don't care.
All right. So they're not without some flaws. We appreciate
that. Well, that's Sony. That's Sony. That's the Sony Spider-Verse. The Marvel perfection.
Flawless.
Thor in the Dark World.
Okay. Okay. Yes. All right. So assignments.
And are we excited about Moon Knight? I know I'm excited. Rob is asking audiences, have you seen the trailer for Moon Knight? It has my boyfriend, Oscar Isaac, as the titular character. Moon Knight, I will say that we need to come to terms with that. Oscar Isaac is Guatemalan and Cuban, and he is continuously cast in Middle Eastern roles. And I think, we need to
all right. We can
come to terms with
work on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But your homework assignment, y'all, for next Monday, Renee and I are going to review the first MCU movie there will be. By the time we get to it, there are currently 26 movies now. By the time we get to the end, there will be 28 movies. So we're going to watch these in timeline order. So not the order that these movies were released, but we're going to watch them in timeline order. Don't worry, I'll be here to hold your hand through it. So your first assignment is next Monday, we will be reviewing Captain America, the First Avenger, because this movie is the first one. It happens timeline-wise in World War II, and that's as far back as we've gotten so far.
Perfect. Captain America. And this is all on Disney Plus. Every Marvel movie.
Got it all on Disney Plus, my lovely. Amazing. You got it all on Disney Plus. So, we got to get them as a sponsor.
Captain America because are there 2 Captain Americas? 3. How many Captain Americas are there?
There are 3 currently. Okay. And then plus a Disney Plus series, but I'll tell you about that later.
So we're watching the movie that's called
Captain America, the First Avenger. It came out in 2011, and that's the one you're going to watch. Except, you're not going to watch the end credit sequence. I know it's going to be weird, but you can't because it's going to be a spoiler for what's to come, and you'll be fine. So when the credits end, I know we're used to waiting till the end. You're done. You're done.
Okay, I'll do it. Let's do it. Do we have a runtime on this? What are we doing to ourselves?
Maybe about 2 hours. Yeah.
America, the First Avenger, runtime. Okay. All right. I'll let you know. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Coming in at 2 hours and 4 minutes. We all get 2 hours and 4 minutes. That's easy.
Yeah. Between now and next week, your first Getting Up assignment. So, all right. Well, there we are. Renee, thank you so much for this. You've given me the greatest gift you could have ever given me. I love doing the show before, and now I love it even more.
Yes. I'm so excited. Now, I will have to say, I think next Monday we're off because it's President's Day. So we'll be doing Marvel Tuesday.
Works for me.
Okay, great.
You're not out of this assignment. Fine.
I wasn't trying to. If people are just I'm here on Marvel Monday and you guys weren't here.
But then you can watch the movie on Marvel Monday and then we'll discuss it on Tuesday. Or treat yourself. We'll do it.
All right.
And Doug, you joined just in time. Welcome back, Doug. Our friend Doug from Ohio.
Our Valentine in Ohio.
Happy Valentine's Day, Doug. Oh, we also forgot to wish Aaron happy Valentine's Day as well. Aaron, you are also our Valentine, whether you like it or not. You can tell us to stop. That's fine.
I love it.
We are, and look, we got a happy Valentine's Day back from our friend Aaron. All right.
The best. Yes.
So we are halfway through the show. For those of you who just joined us, you're like, what am I watching? Well, you are watching Get On Up with Jam and Renee Valentine's Day special right here on Backchannel. And so you can also interact with us. Even if you're on the YouTubes as well, you can clickety-clack on your, we're streaming live. We're coming live on YouTube. Hello, YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
We're part people. But the best way to really take us in is on your Echo device. That's really the best way. That's what all the kids are saying.
Great. It's so easy to find. You just say to your device, open Backchannel. Bada bing, bada boom. Here we are.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you haven't done so already, you've been listening for a few weeks, or maybe today is the first day, and you're like, I love these crazy kids. How do I write them a review? Easily, you go to www.backchannel.tv and tap that review button and send us some love. We love it.
Love it.
Give it to us.
Love it. Now, Jam, second hour means breaking news. I love that we are the only show that brings you the news about an hour in. About an hour in, we'll get to it. That's when you'll get it.
We need to talk about Marvel first, what we did for this weekend and what our Valentine's Day plans are.
Properly
and who the
prioritized.
Birthdays are.
Thank you. That's what you come for. That's what you need. Now, I have 2 stories for you. Okay. How many you got?
Yeah. I got as many as we got time for.
As many as we need. Okay. Now, I'm so excited about that. Can I go first, I guess?
I mean, you're already doing it, so why would I stop you now?
I am I'm in it. I'm in it. Such big news on the Great White Way. Brittany Johnson is the very first Black Glinda in the musical Wicked. So in 2019, before the world shut down, she was an understudy for it. But on February 14th, today, Valentine's Day, she takes over the role permanently, which is so exciting because we had talked about in the movie that it makes sense for Elphaba to be Black because it is about racism.
Oh, interesting. I'm sorry. When you said this and you said Glenda and you said Black, and I was like, Elphaba.
Of course she's
Got it.
Elphaba. Why wouldn't she be?
Painting the
She's
Black girl green. Got it.
She's the good wicked witch.
Interesting.
Isn't that cool? Exactly.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it because often we talked about this last week is that and this started happening. We're going to go, let's get our glasses back on. We're going back to school. But we had talked about how how Andromeda, she was an Ethiopian princess, but she had been essentially whitewashed over time. And some of that is thought of when the interpretations of the Bible started putting but in between Black and beautiful. And originally Black was a beautiful color. And so just we light and dark, we always equate darkness with evil. And so it's very nice that Glenda, the epitome of goodness and beauty, she's Black now.
Yeah, right? It's cool. I love it. And listen, Brittany Johnson is a trailblazer because she also did this in 2015 in the musical Les Miserables. She was a swing, but she was the first ever Black Eponine and Fantine in the same day. So what happened in theater, there's the cast, but then there's also swing roles that if for whatever reason the cast can't do it, then somebody will swing in and play that role. So she played Eponine at the matinee and she played Fantine at the evening performance. She's a trailblazer, this one. It's absolutely incredible. It's so
also,
cool.
The worst role to get cast in as the swing because you have to know it's so insane. You have to know these parts inside and out, be ready to like do it with the fullness. You've had little like rehearsal, you gotta hit all some of the most talented people in the entire world. And you just have to be ready. You have to be ready. You're constantly preparing and like, oh, not going on today.
Incredible. It's incredible.
I'm going on. No, my foot hurts.
And they call the sort of the choreography, the where you go within the show, they call them tracks. So to know 6 different tracks, to have those all memorized, because it's not only knowing your lines and the dance choreography, it's also I have to be here at this time so I don't get kicked in the face. It's crazy how they maintain it all. It's nuts.
And you don't ruin the people who, I've been doing this show for, X number of years. You don't want to like ruin it for them. The pressure, all these audience members, like my hat goes off to these folks.
It's incredible. And oftentimes you don't get a put in. You just in front of an audience, I'm going to do this role for the very first time. It's extraordinary. And what I think is really cool is that Brittany Johnson, if you go look at her Instagram account during 2020, obviously we had a lot of reckoning of, hey, this isn't fair and this isn't right. And she was really vocal about how we need more equality within this community. And listen, it helps. Speak out because it helps and it matters. And now she's a permanent Glenda in Wicked, which is very cool. Very cool.
Well, I've already seen it before, and I thought, well, I've seen this twice. I don't need to see this again. And look at that. I gotta go back. I gotta go back. See, casting matters. You got me. You got me, Wicked. I thought I was done. That's great. I have such an interesting news story for you. Okay,
I'm listening.
Do you all, I'm curious, Get On Uppers, do you remember Movie Pass? Did you have a Movie Pass? You can put yes, and yes, I had a Movie Pass, or no, I did not have a Movie Pass. Just a reminder, Movie Pass was essentially for $9.95 a month. You were able to like go to the movies. You had like a movie pass, sort of like Netflix, but for movies. And I think a lot of us in the industry were like, oh yeah, that sounds great, because we're already going to the movies so much. But the app had a lot of issues in terms of like, because how are they actually making money? If movie tickets were like $20 and you were paying $9 a month, like how were these movies and systems actually really even making money? And obviously this was a tech company on the back end that was just like really trying to build something so that way they could sell it to advertisers or make their money nefariously as some of these companies do. And so then they were like, just kidding, we don't exist. Ooh, we got to go like rethink. So they're back and they have a new they have a new model. So rather than being an unlimited subscription, the new model Movie Pass model will operate on a tiered system. So essentially customers buying can otherwise earn points and then redeem them for movies. And one of the ways that you can earn points is through what they call the pre-show feature. And in this pre-show feature, it means it'll play an ad in exchange for points. So if you watch this ad, you'll get points. And so then you'll get to get these points to redeem for movies. And this is not a casual ad viewing experience. You're like, okay, I'll just click on an ad and go do something else.
Right.
No.
It's interactive.
No, even worse, even creepier. Because I know Hulu for a period of time was trying these interactive ads.
Yeah.
Watch one ad and interact.
Right. Which ad do you want? Yeah. Yeah.
I do. I pay for ad lists. I'm like, I don't give it YouTube. I don't do any ads. If you're on a commercial, I haven't seen it. I'm not going to. Sorry.
Fair.
Who is it? Scarlett Johansson and Colin Jost.
Colin Jost. Yep.
Gotta miss your commercial of your cute little ad. I want to see it.
Fair. It's fine.
So here's the thing. It's not casual because the app will track users' eye movements to make sure they're really watching.
I hate this. I hate this. I hate this.
Get on first. What do we think? Are we willing to go back into Movie Pass? Is it worth it? Or do we just buy our own tickets? Get on up first. I'm so curious. Is this creepy? Is this not creepy? It is Movie Monday. Is this worth it? They're tracking your eyeballs. And that is just, yeah. What do we think?
No, I just screamed, I hate this 8 times. So I guess that was my initial response. But then I think the other element of it is we're being watched all the time for free with getting nothing for it. So they're watching us anyway. So I guess at least Movie Pass is like, if you earn it, you get a movie. I guess. I don't like it.
Well, the CEO, Stacy Spikes, said at a press event on Thursday, he said, what it does, basically, it creates a transaction between you and the brand. And then Stacey's comment is that this is like, Stacey's like, I love product placement in movies. So he's like, this is just like product placement. He's like, I'm the person with that has a notepad and I'm writing down, is that Hugo Boss? I'm that guy. Didn't know that was a guy. Aaron saying, nope. I think it's like, we know that they're tracking us. They know, but like we can mitigate or at least stop the creepiness of it. And I think taking some of the power back. I think to Renee's point, when it comes to Facebook or any of these things, we are actually the product. So never forget, like we are actually the product. And so I don't know. And I think sometimes like, I don't know. And I've been thinking about this for music. I wish I could. I think I put the image up, but I don't think we'll be able to show it. But there is an image. I'll try at some point to put this up there for you all. But there's an image that shows like your streaming payouts about how much the artist actually gets. It's abysmal. And actually, oddly enough, Napster and Tidal are actually the best music subscriptions to get because yes, are the best subscriptions to get because the artist will get 1 cent per listen on Napster and Tidal, and then when you go to like Apple Music is number 3 at 0.007. So it's like less than a cent, right? And then Google Play, each play time you listen, it's 0.006. Deezer, never heard of that, 0.006. Spotify, 0.004. And then Amazon also 0.004, Pandora 0.001, YouTube 0.0006. And so I just kind of this thing we want all of this media fast, and like Aaron's right. I saw that and I'm switching to Napster. Whoever would have thought Napster, which is actually the reason helped destroy the music industry, right? But whoever thought that Napster would be the one, or Tidal should be the place to actually really go. I feel so bad because these artists just they're not getting paid. This is why they have to go out on concerts. And so the pandemic's been very hard for them because they can't actually go out there. And then, the guy from Spotify was pretty much just like, artists can't just record an album every 3 to 4 years and expect to stay relevant and make money. And it's like, that's unfortunate, Mr. No Talent. right? Like, do you play a musical instrument? And so
Yeah.
I think I'm now kind of conflicted with some of these streaming services. What is Renee so upset she's punching her
Yeah,
mic?
I'm punching
With all
things,
these
I'm
sort of
throwing
streaming
things. Yeah.
services, what's the best way to? And that's why, like, Movie Pass, I'm very hesitant. I'm like, okay, just go pay the $20 to go see the movie. Even during this pandemic, I spent $30 to watch, I think, Bill and Ted. I'm like, I would have went to the movies. Let me help try to support this movie. So I don't know. What do you think, Renee? Get on up, please.
Yeah, I don't know what I think. I do think that, oh God, we're really, really diving into this this metaverse. You're all being watched. It's all online, to the point where I know you didn't watch the Super Bowl, and nor should you. But Matthew McConaughey was doing an ad for Earth. It's just like, with so many people going to Mars and living on the metaverse, you guys, what about trees? Hilarious, but also terrifying.
Yeah.
So, like, are that many people participating in this and willingly being like, absolutely? It's wild. And the just like acceptance of like, yeah, we're watching you. Of course we are.
Yeah,
We are. So now we're going to watch your eyes. Now we're going to tell you about it.
Going back to the point of just like, yes, I mean, streaming is one thing, and how much do we pay for artists and their content? I stopped the bucket. Stop watching my eyes. Stop looking at my eyes.
It's interesting. So that said, what's the link? I'll sign up.
Oh yeah, you just go over to Movie Pass. You can just download the app, and they'll watch your eyes, and you can
and we'll do it that way.
Movies.
Yeah.
All right, Renee, take us out of this hole. I
would love nothing more. Speaking of movies and speaking of Nope, the trailer has come out for Jordan Peele's latest movie. It is called Nope. Jordan Peele, obviously from Key and Peele. He also wrote you Get Out and Us. Jordan Peele is the most terrifying screenwriter on the planet right now. So the trailer came out for Nope. I'm curious if you guys watched. If you did watch Janet Jackson Appreciation Day, you would have seen this trailer. You can also just go to the internet right now. It so here's what it is so scary, you guys. As you know, I am a coward and I cannot handle it. I barely got through this trailer, and I'm going to tell you sort of the premise of it. So it introduces Daniel and Keek, who are two cattle ranching characters who spend their days working with horses on farms while dreaming of making it big professional horse handlers for film production. So it's like a movie within a movie. Just when it seems like the pair is on the verge of the big break, a strange atmospheric abnormality touches down and starts to just take people out of the sky. It is horrifying and terrifying, and I hated it. And I'm curious if you guys are brave enough to watch it, because I will not be doing it. In general, Jordan Peele, I think, is a genius, but I just can't handle how scary his movies are. So I guess it's a two-part question. One, have you watched both of Jordan Peele's movies? Have you watched Us and Get Out?
Well, did you think I got taken away for a moment?
I hated it. I hated it. Yes.
It's so interesting, Renee, because for one, the answer is yes. And I saw this and I was just like, wow, I wonder if Renee will ever see this movie. Did you see Get Out or Us?
Yeah.
I love you, Renee, because you didn't see Get Out?
Well, absolutely Renee, not. I read the Instagram, or not the Instagram. Sorry, I read the
Get Out.
I know. I read the Wikipedia and I couldn't handle it. I think
you should definitely see Get Out, Renee, as your black friend,
I know.
your platonic husband over here.
Yeah,
you gotta see it.
Yep, I know.
Us not as much. It's such a good movie, though. The performance, Lupita Nyong'o should have absolutely won an Oscar for performance in Us. Us is terrifying, though. I actually think Us is scarier than I thought it was scarier than Get Up.
And I guarantee Nope is more scary than both of them. It's terrifying. I'm proud of him. He is a genius. It is all something that we should support. So I'm going to tell you about it so you guys can go see it, because I'm too much of a coward to handle it. Cannot do it. Cannot.
Oh, man. But what if I'm in town and we're there together, a whole broad daylight, you have a very sunny apartment?
Is the Wikipedia out that I know absolutely everything that's going to happen?
Yeah. Well, I'm actually saying for Get Out and Us, we can do a double feature. And
okay. No, not Us. I will not be watching Us. Absolutely not. I'll watch Get Out. And I might watch Nope, but I'm not going to watch Us. I've heard about Us, and it is No.
Yep,
No.
that's fair. That's fair.
No.
Okay, Renee, it's fine. It's fine. I have never seen you so angry and adamant about. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. Sorry. Yeah, I'm curious, Get On Uppers. Did you see the trailer as well? What are we thinking? It's so interesting that Jordan Peele is such a scary. It's so interesting because he was doing Key and Peele, and then he's doing such terrifying films, like such terrifying films, but also doing like I think really good horror and sci-fi is actually going to be like a good allegory for something else, and he does that very, very well. There has to be like a really strong thesis, and I think he handles that like really, really, really well. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm excited to see.
All right. I'm gonna take a knee. I'm gonna take a breather. I'm gonna give myself a minute.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell the next segment, and then I'll be back in just a minute.
Absolutely.
Once I gather myself.
Well, while Renee goes away for a moment, I do want to share one other bit of news with everybody. Is that the Beauty and the Beast Gaston origin story that no one asked for has been put on hold on Disney Plus. I know we were so excited about this. I'm kidding. I'm being incredibly sarcastic. So Disney Plus, in trying to fill out their content calendar, you know, they got a streaming service. They need to put as much content out there as possible. One of the ones that was announced back, and I think this was 2019, because everybody really liked Luke Evans and Josh Gad as Gaston and LeFou. They're like, oh, they were really great. Disney was like, oh my gosh, you love them so much. Okay, fine. Here is a prequel series about them. People are like, well, I don't know. This is what we necessarily wanted. Yep, just so sorry. It's supposed to be 8 episodes. It's supposed to be 8 episodes of Gaston and LeFou. It's on hiatus. We don't know if we're ever gonna get it. And I don't know if this is a sad thing. I think it's great. It's not going to happen. It might not happen. No one asked for this. Out of all the things, Disney Plus, like we barely asked for this paint by numbers, Beauty and the Beast. You know, they do all these like, oh, we did this cartoon that was really cute, and then let's do the exact same, but with humans standing in, and it's the exact same every bit and everything. And now you're going to shoehorn a prequel series about 2 characters that no one really cared about.
Yeah. I don't know if we need that. Well, and also like, sorry, but the misogynist, that's the one that we're going to give a platform to? No, thanks.
And his gay best friend. Barely gay best friend. It was one of those ones in Disney's like, they've said it so many times. They're always like, we have a groundbreaking gay character. And then it's like in the corner, you can see them like holding hands with a guy. And that's what happened. They were like, he's gay. And then he just looks like he's fawning over Gaston a lot. And then dances with the guy at the end. And that was supposed to be our like, or barely gay.
If the main character is LeFou and Gaston gets put through the ringer on sort of women's empowerment, I would watch that. But as is, absolutely not.
Nope. What's also interesting, so it's Luke Evans who plays Gaston, and Luke Evans recently came out. So that's interesting sort of layers there. So yeah.
I mean, I can see a world in which they do it right, but either way, it's on hiatus. They're not sure when they're going to bring it back.
Sorry, Renee. Okay. Sorry. You have to settle for doll face. Okay. Yeah, originally, so here's what's funny, though, is originally it was going to be 6 episodes and then was increased to 8 episodes for a period of time. Like, people were like, oh, they're going to want more of this. Yep. Wow. All right. So
it's interesting.
Next, we're going to move on. It is time for our Black History Month moment. We're going to do a Frederick Douglass quiz to prime you. Our Black History Month moment. We're going to do all about Frederick Douglass because it is Frederick Douglass's birthday. So you can go ahead and Google
Happy birthday, Frederick Douglass.
Happy birthday to ya. So it's our Frederick Douglass quiz. So I have 5 questions for you to quiz to sort of see how much do you know about Frederick Douglass? And then I'm going to drop 10 fact bombs your way, or as many as I can throw your way about Frederick Douglass. Because I think it's one of those folks that you're just like, oh, wait, I know Frederick Douglass. Similar to like Rosa Parks. Like, oh, we know her. And then I tell you these things, and you're like, oh, yeah. And you're like, what did I learn in school?
It's all wrong. It's all wrong. Yeah.
I feel like they just showed a picture and they said the name and then they moved on. They're like, they're always like, this is this person and racism's over. This is this person. Slavery is done. And that's it. That's all they did.
No, thank
Okay.
you. Okay.
These are going to be multiple choice for you.
Yes.
So get on
Okay.
uppers. You can help Renee out. You can just enter your device. Even Tugboat is
I know.
getting in the
So sorry
game,
about that.
helping out.
Tug's got a lot to say. He's real upset about something. I don't know what he's so mad about, but he mad.
All right. So you can say it to your device. It'll be either A, B, C, or D. And you can say it to your device. Oh, in some of these, there's an E. So it'll be A, B, C, D, or E. For your answers here.
Right.
So here's our first one. What year was Frederick Douglass born? Was it A? Don't worry, Renee. Don't worry.
Oh gosh. Oh boy.
A, 1856.
Okay.
B, 1642. C, 1818. Or D, 1918. I know there's just a lot of
get on uppers. Let's do it together. I've got a guess, but let's see. Get on uppers. Do we want to do this together? I think it's 1856. Is that what you said?
That was my first one. I said A, 1856. Yeah.
Or A, 1818.
So you're narrowing it down between A and C.
Yeah, it's in the 18s. Oh gosh, what did that? My gut was 1856, but I also don't know if that's because you said it first. Shoot.
Oh, it's the first one that was said trick.
Let's go 1856.
All right, 1856, and there's no get on uppers to help you from your wrong answer because trust your second gut.
No, 1818.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So he was born into slavery in 1818 in Talbot County, Maryland. So he's not exactly sure his exact birth because they didn't really keep track of like when slaves were necessarily born. But he was around that time, and he loved Valentine's Day, so he was like, "That's the day. That's the day."
I love that.
He's a Valentine's baby.
That's great. Okay. Yes.
Next question. How old was Frederick Douglass when he escaped from slavery? A, 15. B, 5. C, 21. D, 20. Or E, 19. What do we think?
I feel like I'm always blown away by how much these heroes did at such a young age.
Yeah.
I feel like 5's skewing it a little. I'm going to go 15. Let's do 15.
Sure. Yeah. I love the 5-year-old. Little scamp. There we go. And welcome to Mariposa, Julie, and Titus, just in time for our Frederick Douglass. It's Frederick Douglass's birthday, and so we're celebrating our Valentine's Day baby and Black History Month all colliding together. Here we go. So no, he was 20. He was 20 when he escaped, and we'll have more on that daring escape a little bit later. But all right, it's our last. We have 2 more trivia questions here before we get in some of the facts. How many autobiographies did he write? Was it A, 12, B, 1, C, 3, or D, 5? How many autobiographies did he write?
Before you started saying it, I thought 3.
Okay.
So let's go with 3.
Okay. All right. Well, the answer is D, 5. So 5.
Hey.
And his autobiography, Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass, an American Slave, that was the one that really was like the one that really blew up. It was the one that people were like hearing the horrific sort of stories and natures. Again, this is the Twitter of its day, the Instagram of its day, books and pamphlets. As we heard last week with Ida B. Wells was talking about lynching, and she's putting it into a pamphlet, and people are like, "Oh my God, I didn't know." And so so this was that was his really, really big one that took off and really helped kind of turn the tide, and people were. It's something about creates empathy, and I think that's the thing that we continuously sometimes. When you're seeing like, oh, how come there's this friction in the world? There's usually a lack of empathy and understanding where that person's feelings or where they might be coming from.
Yeah.
All right. Did you know Frederick Douglass had kids, or did he? How many children did Freddie D? I like to call him Freddie D. How many children did Freddie D have? A, 12, B, 0, C, 5, or D, 6?
I feel like he had a lot of kids, right?
I mean, when you Frederick Douglass, maybe you do be getting around.
I'm gonna give it 12. I think he had a lot of kids.
Oh my goodness. No, he had C5. He had five, a respectable
Okay.
5 kids.
Okay. All right.
He's just running around having all these kids.
He should have. We need more of him.
I was
Absolutely.
gonna
I support
say
that.
the
Yes.
world needs more Frederick Douglass. And it's so wild to me when you hear people like this, like he has descendants alive today. Could you imagine?
Right.
Oh, my
Yeah.
great grandfather was Frederick Douglass.
Yeah.
Ugh,
It's wild.
no,
It's wild.
mine
I know.
was
I would. What a gift.
Russell Johnson. Whoa. I'm just Thank you, Grandpa Russell.
I know.
Who I found out my Grandpa Russell was not Portuguese, was Scandinavian.
No kidding. Wait, how are we finding this out?
I took a DNA test.
Okay.
I'm 96% that person. Because the test didn't add up to 100%, so I have a lot that's missing. Maybe that's what I'm going to do. I'll reveal Mari Povich style my DNA test to you all live. Yeah,
That would be
you can
great.
see what is my map is all over the world. Spoiler, I have like 2.5% South Asian.
Cool.
I have like 38% Nigerian, all over the place.
That's amazing. That is absolutely incredible. Yes.
And I love it. Robin's put some wonderful links down there. Those are some magical things I didn't know were possible. I just love it.
This is amazing.
So I'm going to drop some facts to you about Frederick Douglass here. So hold on. Feel free to comment. Tell me how to stop. They'll be like, James, I didn't know that.
No,
or like
we
Rob,
want it.
you
We
can
need it. We
add
want it.
in your comments as we go along here. Drop us a comment as we're going along. Thoughts, feelings. Whoa! If you didn't know that.
All the things.
He did escape, and so it was along with him and Anna Murray, who was an independent laundress in Baltimore. Met Frederick Douglass at some point in like the mid 1830s, and then together they hatched a plan. And that here's what they were going to do. In 1838, Douglass took a northbound train clothed in a sailor's uniform that Anna got because she was a laundress. So she was like, "Oh, here you go, wear this outfit." Yeah. So master of disguise. And with Anna had some money in her savings, so she got the papers that he needed to say, hey, I'm a sailor. And about 24 later he arrived in Manhattan, and he was then a free man, and then Anna joined him, and so that's that's how they hatched that plan and did it.
Amazing.
A train to freedom. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
All right, back to a true or false one for you. Here we go. Please. Back in the game. True or false? One of the reasons we celebrate Black History Month in February is because of Frederick Douglass.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Thinking about it.
True.
The answer is true. And I actually gave you this and when we on our first day of Black History Month, I had mentioned that Black History Month started as Negro History Week around the time of Abraham Lincoln's birthday and Frederick Douglass's birthday. So it would start off in that week. And then they realized a week is not enough. We need a full month. And that was started by Carter G. Woodson. All right.
This.
True or false? Get on uppers. True or false? Frederick Douglass was the most photographed American of the 19th century.
Should have been. I'm going to go true because he should have been. Yes.
True because he should have been. And get on uppers are silent because they know you're right, Renee. And when you write, you're right. They don't need to help you out. You got it. Absolutely. He actually more portraits than Abraham Lincoln or even Walt Whitman. There are 160 separate portraits of Frederick Douglass. And he wasn't just doing this because he was like, "Ooh, I'm cute." I mean, when you look good, you look good. Freddie D was a looker. Welcome, Madeline, just joining the stream here. We are talking about it's Frederick Douglass's birthday. We're dropping some facts to celebrate Frederick Douglass's birthday. Over 160, but he thought it was an important civil rights tool to show African Americans accurately. So not in like the minstrel shows or the cartoony way that they would be depicted or the villainous way. And he intentionally didn't smile for the camera because he wanted to counter the sort of happy slave caricature. So he was again, this is the Instagram of the day. So he's like, take my picture, post it. Yep. See, yes. Renee went to the Freddie D School of Modeling.
Thank you.
And you're serious. You're serious about it. Okay, another one. True or false? His name was given to him by his former master. Is that where Frederick Douglass got his name?
I feel like he would have changed it. So, false.
Okay. Renee,
yeah.
I feel like you know you're Frederick Douglass because you're on point. You are on point. Get on up, or don't be afraid. You can chime on in as well. But Renee's doing well, so you don't have to. You're doing really great.
For once in her life.
You know you're Freddie D. You know you're Freddie D. So he chose it from a poem. There's a poem. Douglass was born actually Frederick Augustus Washington Bailey. And after he escaped, he was like, that's not my name. And so there's a Sir Walter Scott poem, The Lady of the Lake. And a friend suggested, they were like, your name is Douglass. And he read the poem and he's like, this is right. I'm doing this. So change it.
Love it. Love it. Amazing. Okay.
Okay. So Douglass, so something to talk about, so that he had became free, but he also became a free man also thanks to European allies. So remember when he had this, his autobiography narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass, an American slave. Everyone was like devout. They were eating it up. They're like, oh, this is so good. Oh my gosh, everyone's got to read it. But then you can imagine Frederick Douglass was like, maybe we need to kind of keep this down. Maybe I shouldn't have posted this because he's an escaped slave, right? And so he was actually afraid that he could get captured. And so he had European friends who were like, oh yeah, you come on over here, baby, we got you. And so he feared for his life. And so he actually went to go live in Ireland and Britain for 2 years. And then while abroad, though, he was also telling supporters of the atrocities of American chattel slavery. Like it was, we mentioned this before, but land meant your slaves actually were more valuable than land. There was so much land. Land didn't have as much monetary value, but your slaves did. So, and just American slavery was just in such a different category than what the world had really seen before. And so anyways, he was preaching the gospel, telling them it was bad over there. And so he actually was able to raise the money to actually purchase his freedom through the talks he was given. So then in 1846, he raised that money. Yeah. Okay. True or false? Douglass was the only African-American to attend the first women's rights convention held at Seneca Falls in New York, 1848.
Wait, say it again. True. He was the first?
False? Frederick Douglass was the only African-American to attend the first women's rights convention held in Seneca Falls in 1848.
I feel like that's true because when you're talking about the other activists, they were like, we only invite the handsome people. So yes. Yes. Yeah.
Again, these ladies were kind of again, yay, women's rights. But then it was unfortunately, just sort of a specific group of women's rights. So it was there was a lot of racism happening in the early days of the women's rights movement. So people like Ida B. Wells, who was doing the work, was not invited, or Mary Church Terrell. They did invite Frederick Douglass because, again, Frederick Douglass was handsome. Those ladies were like, oh yeah, you come over here. And Ida B. Wells was like, can I come? They're like, no, you can't. So, but he was a strong advocate for women's rights. He's a very, very strong advocate up until the day that he died. Yes.
I was going to say, you were not driving this home, and I appreciate you for it. You're being very light-handed and not saying, Renee, I have told you all of this. But you did that one. I remember you telling me of just that at the first movement, Frederick Douglass was the only person who was invited because he's a handsome man.
Handsome man. They're like, get on over here, Frederick Douglass. You come on over.
Which I'm glad he was there, but yeesh.
Yeah, they should have let these other women who were also fighting for their rights and there too. True or false? Douglass was the first African American to receive a vote for president at a major political party convention.
True. True. Yeah. Man, she's really going for it. True.
But what I love is Renee, with all the focus and dedication, is determined to get these right.
I'm gonna get these right. Well, no, you know what I was trying to remember? I was trying to remember if we covered this in Hamilton.
You're not gonna give away my shot. The rumor happens.
You'll never be
rumor happens. Wait, you just saw Renee. That's how Renee knows her history. Like the old timey days is like through Hamilton. This is so
So true.
smart. This just shows musicals work. Put it in a musical. Put it in a
Thank you,
musical if you want
right?
Renee
We'll
to be able to
remember it.
retain
We'll
it.
remember it. It's,
All right.
Tugboat's friend is here to take him
Well,
to
there
camp.
we go. Tugboat is going off to
It's
camp.
off to camp.
Renee
Off to
is
camp.
gonna
A
try not
Valentine's
to
Day
cry.
special.
Valentine's Day special. We love
Tugboat
it.
announced this morning, large and in charge, Kate, who is his friend who picks him up. Kate is my Valentine, he shouted. And I said, wow.
Okay. Well,
All right. All right. But that's fine because you're mine. So it's fine. It's
Yeah,
fine.
that's fine.
Thank you so
Be
much. Thank
mine.
you.
Be my Valentine. So, in order for you to retain this, I gotta musicalize this. So, Frederick Douglass was the first African American to receive a vote for president at a major political party convention. Just trying to put it to the
Great.
satisfied song.
It's perfect. And it's true. Okay. So wait, did I said true, right?
You did say true, yeah.
Okay, but I said it without confidence. Okay.
Even though you didn't have it, it wasn't in the musical, you're like, I think this is it. So yeah, the vote came from Kentucky delegation during the Republican National Convention of 1888. He was also the first African American to receive a presidential nomination when Victoria Woodhull, the first woman to run for president, she chose him as a running mate at the Equal Rights Party convention. I want to be a part of that party, the Equal Rights Party.
Yes, please. Yeah, honestly, could that be the only party, please?
I know. Yeah. Just a couple of more here. So true or false, he had beef with President Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, sounds right.
Renee's like,
yeah.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, that seems, I mean, because wait, was it you that taught me? Who was telling me recently that Abraham Lincoln? No, that was my friend Kimmy. She was reading a book about Abraham Lincoln and how this is not about Abraham Lincoln, but how he would hire people who hated him because they were good at the job. So the book is kind of the notion of doesn't matter. But based off that, yes, I would say they had a beef.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to be surrounded by just yes people. And so, yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. They did have some beef. So he supported Abe in the early years of the Civil War, but after Emancipation Proclamation of 1863, Douglas just was kind of disappointed that Lincoln just wasn't living up to what he had promised and said. And Frederick Douglass was doing huge work to even recruit Black soldiers. There was the 54th Massachusetts Regiment, famous for its contributions. It was an all-Black regiment. There's a movie called Glory that I highly recommend people watch. Have you ever seen Glory? It's got Denzel Washington, Matthew Broderick. It's a great film. I loved it. I saw it as a kid and I was like, I love this movie. But they eventually did reconcile later on. And then following Abe's assassination in 1865, you did get the passage of the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment, which are absolutely really key in terms of Reconstruction, which failed. And after Reconstruction only went for 10 years and there was lots of work to still be done. But he did eventually reconcile enough. He actually gave a speech at, I believe, his funeral. So Marytown Lincoln was like, come on over here, give a speech. So go off.
It's very sweet. All right.
He served underneath 5 presidents. He was the U.S. Marshal for D.C., Recorder of Deeds for D.C., Minister, Resident, and Consul General to Haiti, Ambassador to the Dominican Republic, which thereby made him the first Black man to hold high office. And he remained an active speaker, writer, and activist until his death in 1895. He died after suffering a heart attack on his way home from a meeting of the National Council of Women, a women's rights group still in its infancy. So he died literally doing the work.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. God, this speaks about how tragic the whole thing is, but it is weirdly refreshing to hear a natural cause death in these kind of stories.
Especially you hear, Abe was just watching a play.
Right.
Not go well.
Yep, and everyone mad. Wow, this is so great. I learned so much. This is great. Did you say you have one more? Or that was
Nope,
it?
that was it. That's the Frederick Douglass. So happy birthday to Frederick Douglass. We love you. We appreciate you. And I hope you learned something new. Get on Uppers. Let us know if you learned anything new, thoughts, reactions on our Frederick Douglass deep dive this Monday morning. It's time for our Mantra Monday. Oh, I'm going to burp all over the microphone first and foremost.
As you should. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Ugh, I had too much Valentine's Day candy this morning. So
That's fine.
it's
You
not true.
just told us you don't eat crap during the week. So no, you didn't. I'm sure you had some sort of protein smoothie filled with spinach. I will be.
Yeah, there absolutely is spinach in here, Renee.
I know. Oh, I know.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So it is Manic Monday, Mantra Monday. So, what's got you kind of manic today? And we're gonna try to see if we can get you a mantra that's gonna help you through this week. So, you got some nerves, some anxiety that's got you manic. What is it? You can shout it out in the chat. You're like, I have too many Valentines, and we'll see if we can help discover a mantra for you. Renee, what's got you manic this Monday?
Yes. So I'm starting this new job. I promise this will be the last time we talk about it, but today is my first day and I'm meeting. So it is, to look at my calendar, I have 6 meet and greets of just like meeting the company. And so it's first impressions and blah, 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 blah. And I think a mantra for me that'll be helpful, and I'd actually love to workshop this, is I can do this, because it's they've put me in charge. So it's my first time ever being in charge, but they don't need to know that. So I can do this and I belong here.
You do? Oh, I love this. I belong. Can I throw one your way
Please.
too?
Yes.
It's their lucky day. If you say that before you go into every one of your meetings today, it's something that my acting instructor used to always say before you go into an audition room. You say it's their lucky day, because it's true. You're such a gift, and you're bringing the gift of you. So it takes the pressure off of like, oh, like me, am I being enough? And da da da. You are enough. It's their lucky day. So
I
that's
love this. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. I wonder, I feel like this is a mutual friend. She's a podcast producer, Julia Smith, who works a lot with XMen Fun. Do you know Julia?
You're more famous in the connection world than I am.
Not at all. But she does a thing where before she goes into a meeting, she thinks about like, what would a high power producer do? All right, I'll just act that way.
Oh, I like that. Play the part. Just play the part. I love that too. Because, so much of it is we give our own power away. For what reason? It's insane. Own your power. Just stay in it. You're enough. We're all made of stardust. We're all the same. We're all equal. Just don't give your power away. Don't do it.
That. It's their lucky day, I'll say. How about you? A sweet, sweet Valentine. What's your mantra today?
Well, first of all, let me tell you, I just feel like I have so much going on. I have a lot on my plate. A lot on my plate. A lot on my plate. So feeling stressed and anxious, almost stress cried last night, but then I was like, no, I'm gonna go to the movies. And I almost didn't give myself the gift of going to the movie, but it was like, no. Let me go watch this mediocre movie. And I did. And
yes.
So I just have I feel like a lot of stuff on my plate, and so I'm feeling really stressed and anxious about it. So I have the only way out is through. So I'm gonna just sort of, that's how I'm just gonna bear. And I know I can do this. And actually, producer Rob, we're so in sync that my second mantra was gonna be, "You got this." The only way out is through, and you got this, because it's like, of course I do. It's all gonna be fine. I'm stressing myself out and anxious about like all of these things, but it's just enjoy the ride. Be on it. It's gonna be fine.
Just enjoy it.
Work out.
One source of stress or multiple sources? Like you've got your
so many. Because I just have so many plates I'm spinning, and so I just feel like I have not only a lot on my plate, but I have a lot of plates. There it is. A lot of plates.
Yeah.
So
too many plates. Okay. Well, yes, you do have this. You do have this. Yes. And the only way out is through. I like. But also your jam that you had on Wednesday, that I got to get through this. Just play that. I got to get through this.
Yeah. Renee, we have like 2 minutes before we need to wrap up. Do you want to do a quick rank it with the audience?
I would love nothing more. I would love nothing.
Well, we're going to do a quick rank it here, y'all. We haven't done it in a long time. It's Renee's favorite. We've not had time. So Andrea, Karen, welcome. We're going to do rank it really quick in honor of, I saw Death on the Nile, where they're solving a mystery of who done it. Well, I thought, who is the ultimate crime solving team? It's the Scooby-Doo gang. So in the Scooby-Doo gang, who would be, and way we use rank it is, you've got your Beyonce, who's the top, just like all-star, love her. The Kelly, middle of the road, kind of, they're there. And then the
Right.
Michelle is kind of
Mm.
holding on for dear life, kind of like
Yeah.
womp womp. Cue the sad
I don't
trombone. They're
We
there.
don't need we don't Yeah.
In Scooby Doo, and you can just name them in the chat. You can just say the order of who you would have. You've got your Freddy, your Velma, your Daphne, your Scooby Doo, your Shaggy,
Yeah.
and Scrappy.
And Scrap. What's the guy's name that's not Shaggy?
Freddy.
Okay.
Zoinks.
All right. I got mine. You got yours?
All right. I want to hear yours. You give it
Okay.
to you. Who's
Beyonce?
Who's your Beyonce?
Yeah, Scooby. Scooby's Beyonce.
Wow,
Any day of the week.
okay.
Any day of the week.
Yeah.
Scooby's Beyonce.
Yeah.
And only because Scooby is in the mix. Because if Scooby was not there, Velma would be the Beyonce. But because Scooby's there, then we have to give it. Then Velma gets Kelly. And then who's more useless? I think Shaggy. So I think Shaggy's the Michelle.
And I know where your brain was. You were deciding between Shaggy and Freddy. I could see it. You're like, this guy, because I feel like you probably work with a lot of Freddys who are just kind of like, hey, Freddy doesn't really do anything. He's just like,
I showed up handsome.
Guy.
For me besides being handsome.
Yeah. Okay. What I'm gonna, man, it's so weird if you take Scooby. I'm gonna take Scooby out of my. Scooby's always gonna be the Beyonce. Kind of. I mean, that's called Scooby Doo for a reason.
True. Exactly. He's so funny.
He's so funny. Gosh, yeah. I just feel bad that poor Daphne's not making the list at all. Gosh, this is rough.
Yeah.
She probably is maybe like the LaToya, Latavia who were kicked out of the group. So she was there. We thought big things of her. I will co-sign. Actually, I'm gonna just shake it up a bit. I'm gonna put Freddy as my Kelly. I know, because I want that reaction from you. I'm gonna do Freddy as my Kelly, and then
all right, it's fine. It's your list.
Okay. No. I'm gonna make Freddy my Michelle. I'll make him my Michelle. And then I'll put Daphne as my Kelly because I feel bad. She should be there. Velma didn't make the list. Sorry, Velma.
So wait, who's your Beyonce?
Scooby. Yeah.
Scooby.
I took all the pretty people.
Daphne, Freddy. Okay.
I took all the pretty ones.
Yeah, you sure did. They don't need it, Jam. They don't need it. They are coasting through life on their looks. They do not need to be part of your ranking. I need you to give it to Velma, and I need you to give it to Shaggy. They're already cut.
All right. Well, see, we gotta cut this show actually. Yeah. So that's it for today. I hope you all had such a big blast. We're gonna be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we have such an action-packed day for you as well coming up. It's Treat Yourself Tuesday tomorrow. So get ready. We're gonna see what are we gonna treat ourselves to get through the day. Another celebrity birthday quiz. We're gonna play 2 truths and a lie. We're gonna have another Black History Month moment for the day. Celia Cruz, Afro Latina singer. We're gonna get some news that we saw today. I saw Renee's got a quiz for us. Can't wait to find out what she's gonna quiz us on. And then we'll close out with some Giving Tuesday recommendations, organizations you can donate at. That's gonna be tomorrow. Huge, big day.
I love it. And if you're like, well, I don't want to go, I want to keep watching. Don't you worry. We got you covered. Back channel content all day long. Right after us is Anthony Davis. Following that, we have your pal Hal. And we'll end the day with Mario Smith. All kinds of good stuff for you today on Back Channel.
What a great team. And we're going to be back here tomorrow as well at 7 a.m. Pacific time, 8 a.m. I always forget what the M is. I almost said Minnesota time, and then I almost said Middle Eastern time. It's Midwest time, Mountain time.
Mountain. You got it.
You should do this section next time.
You got it.
7 a.m. Pacific time, 8 a.m. Mountain time, 9 a.m. Central time, and 10 a.m. Eastern time. We're going to be here. So you just open up your device and you say, get me to the Back Channel, and we'll be here waiting for you. Arms wide open.
Can't wait. I cannot wait. So excited. And again, thank you so much to Rob for producing us today. You killed it. You absolutely killed it. We appreciate you so much. You're the very best. Sarah, again, we love you. We love you. We love you. We love you. Sending you all the good vibes. And get on numbers. We cannot wait to see you tomorrow.
We can't wait. I hope y'all have an amazing Valentine's Day. I can't wait to see if Renee gets a little special something from her Valentine. Renee, have a great time at the Cheesecake Factory.
Thank you. you.
I'm looking forward to this reservation for yourself.
you.
And
You have
don't
a great
forget
time
to
as
head on
well.
over I'm going to have a fun time at the gym.
Yeah.
But don't forget, leave us a review. Go to www.backchannel.tv and tap that leave a review button. And what better day to leave us a review than Valentine's Day? Send us some love. We would love to hear it. We'd love it. We'd love it. Well, thank you all so much for watching Get On Up. I'm James Arthur M.
And I'm Renee Colbert, and you just
Got
on
up. Happy
Yes,
Valentine's.